movie of the month for February. G'day my lovelies and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you haven't been here before. I'm Kathy and this is where I talk about all my pet hobbies. Today is movie of the month for February and I will be featuring one of my absolute favourite directors, Alfred Hitchcock. Now most people have heard of Hitchcock, have seen Psycho or Birds or North by Northwest or To Catch a Thief, just to name a few of his films. But I thought instead I would feature one of his lesser known films, and that is Rope. I have been going through a stage of watching a lot of his earlier films. I like to do that. I start from his earliest to his latest. I'm halfway at the moment. And I saw Rope, I think, possibly for the first time last year or perhaps the year before, and I really loved it. It came out in 1948. It stars James Stewart, who Hitchcock obviously loved, and a couple of lesser known actors, John Dull, Farley Granger, and Sir Cedric Hardwicke. Now apparently this is one of the first Technicolor films that Hitchcock did, and it's supposed to take place in real time. So it looks like it is one continuous shot. Regardless, it is extremely atmospheric because it all takes place in this one room and it feels quite claustrophobic at times. The plot involves two quite arrogant young men who decide to murder one of their classmates at Harvard University because they believe that they are smart enough to be able to get away with the perfect murder. And if that isn't bad enough, they actually invite the victims' parents and family members and fiance to come to a dinner party, and they place all the food on top of this, I can't remember what it is, I think it's a chest, where they actually place the body. Really, they commit the murder to show that they are intellectually superior. Because one of their teachers did give them the idea, but he was talking in theory. He wasn't talking about practice. And they also invited the teacher to attend this dinner party, who is starting to suspect that something is not quite right. And in the usual Hitchcock fashion, the tension just builds and builds and builds, and you're wondering when somebody will figure out that there is a dead body in the room with them. Really, I think the film illustrates how arrogant the young can be. I think the acting was really good in this, as well as the script. James Stewart is not everyone's cup of tea. I sometimes really like him and sometimes I don't. I really liked him in this. I thought he was very, very good. Now, some of the critics didn't like the film because there is a hint of perhaps a homosexual relationship between the two main characters. Obviously, that is changed over the years and it certainly doesn't detract from the film's wonderful dialogue and the tension and atmosphere. I found it quite fascinating, actually. I have watched another film that is similar, where it seems to all take place in the one location. That was Lifeboat, which is another wonderful film, which I might feature in this series. But I really loved this very intense feeling of claustrophobia, particularly the actual set that he chose, because there are massive windows on one side and then there is this dead body in this room. I absolutely loved this film. I watched it twice, I think, because I really enjoyed it that much. It is, however, on the melodramatic side, I will say. I think that might just be something that they did with films back in the 1940s. It is, however, in colour, so at least it's not black and white for those who prefer colour films. I highly recommend this film. I really did love it. And I think if you are a fan of Hitchcock and you haven't seen it, then you have missed out on one of his more unique films, I guess, because it is so different from Hitchcock's other films, and yet it has his wonderful, unique style of filmmaking. Okay, well that is all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think of my choice. Have you seen it? What are your thoughts on this film? As usual, thank you very much for hanging out with me, and if you like this video you can give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!